Hi, welcome back to the AI for All channel, where we demystify AI and make AI accessible for everyone. This is the part 3, which is also the last episode of our Getting Started with ChatGPT series. In the previous videos, we had gone through the birth and rise of ChatGPT, why it is creating so much buzz, its capabilities, and also limitations. In this session, we will be taking it up a notch, diving into the core of this series, the art and science of prompts crafting. Why is this so important? Well, a well-designed prompt will not only improve your interactions, but will also boost your return of interactions, or ROI, with ChatGPT. Sounds fascinating? Let's dive into the essence of mastering prompt crafting. But before we delve into the world of crafting prompts for ChatGPT, there is a fundamental adage to keep in mind. What you get is what you asked for. While ChatGPT may possess all the knowledge in this world, it doesn't have any information about you, your identity, your goals, or the reasons behind what you are asking. The golden rule to keep in mind when interacting with ChatGPT is this: context is king. To illustrate this point, let's return to the analogy of the library of the world we mentioned in the previous session. ChatGPT serves as the librarian in this vast library. If you approach the librarian with a vague request like, "Give me some tips about investment," you'll likely receive a broad and generic response that may not be very helpful. However, if you frame your question differently, such as, "I'm a 25-year-old working adult with some savings. My goal is financial independence by age 40, and I have a moderate risk tolerance. What investment options and key considerations should I explore?" While this might not yield an exact answer, it will provide a solid starting point for your financial planning journey. So, how do you craft your question to ensure the best response from ChatGPT? This is where the art and science of prompt crafting come into play. First is the science aspect, which involves understanding how ChatGPT works, which we have covered in the previous session. In essence, you must furnish ChatGPT with as much context as possible to receive the most relevant response. Remember the golden rule? The art part lies in the creative framing of your question to shape the response in a specific format, tone, or style that suits your needs. At times, you may need to do a little dance as well. Sometimes ChatGPT may misunderstand your query. You might need to refine your question or engage in a back-and-forth conversation to achieve your desired outcome. It's important to realize that ChatGPT doesn't actually know anything about you or the topic you're asking about. What is investment? What is age, etc.? It's merely transforming your question into tokens and uses advanced pattern matching to generate responses, which it presents in a human-readable format. Essentially, it's just processing a bunch of ones and zeros. So, if ChatGPT isn't providing the response you expected, don't be discouraged or frustrated. Think of ChatGPT as a new cutting-edge programming language. You can instruct it to help you address any query you have. You provide it with an input, your instruction, and, behind the scenes, it processes your request and generates an output. Here's the good news. Unlike other programming languages with cryptic codes, ChatGPT understands the language you are most comfortable with: English or any of the other numerous supported languages. In general, you can simply ask away. However, to extract the best possible results, it's beneficial to grasp the proper syntax to harness the full potential of this new programming language. Regrettably, OpenAI doesn't offer a comprehensive A to Z guide for ChatGPT. This is because the capabilities of ChatGPT are bounded only by your creativity. There's no predefined guide for what you can achieve with your imagination. This has given rise to a burgeoning field known as prompt engineering, focused on developing the art and science of communicating with AI models like ChatGPT. The demand for this skill set is exceptionally high, with organizations willing to offer top salaries exceeding USD 300K to individuals proficient in the art of conversing with machines. It's quite extraordinary. You'll also find a plethora of influencers promoting their 1,000 Best Prompts books or ChatGPT Mastery workshops on platforms like YouTube and other social media platforms. Additionally, many individuals are also sharing their cheat sheets or prompt formulas. While these resources are valuable, they can be overwhelming if you lack a good understanding or foundational knowledge of how everything fits together. This is precisely what we aim to equip you with through these tutorials. To start off, let's deconstruct what should be encompassed in a prompt to elicit the most effective response from ChatGPT. First, there is the action directive. This directs ChatGPT to undertake a specific action, such as listing, describing, or comparing. Next, we have the subject or topic. This identifies the primary theme or subject matter you want the model to concentrate on. You can specify the focus area to provide additional layers of specificity, to zoom in on particular aspects of the subject. The context modifier, though optional, is actually the most important, as this offers supplementary details to set the stage or clarify the intent behind the prompt. And lastly, you can let ChatGPT know the presentation style. This dictates the formatting or structural preferences for the answer. In general, only the action directive and the subject or topic are mandatory. However, the inclusion of the other elements can enhance the quality of the response, as illustrated by our previous library analogy. By adhering to this simple syntax, you can be confident that you will be maximizing the value of each interaction with ChatGPT or any other language model. There are more advanced techniques to take this a step further, but we'll delve into those in future episodes. A quick tip: if you wish to explore the available action directives, simply prompt ChatGPT with, "Provide a list of the most common action directives that I can employ for interacting with ChatGPT." And if you require additional directives, follow up with "more." Once again, it's crucial to emphasize the significance of context. Keep in mind that ChatGPT lacks knowledge about you or your objectives. Furnishing ChatGPT with more details regarding the what and why of your question will undoubtedly enhance the quality of the response. Before we introduce a simpler and more memorable prompt formula, let's briefly digress to another topic. Do you know what you want? We tend to believe that we know precisely what we want. Yet, more often than not, that certainty eludes us. Consider asking your significant other what they'd like for dinner or which movie they'd prefer to watch, and you'll understand the challenges of deciphering desires. Before you unleash a barrage of inquiries upon ChatGPT and find yourself frustrated with the responses, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself fundamental questions. What's my end goal? What information or insights am I seeking? What does success look like for me here? Once you have a crystal clear understanding of the what, the next step is to incorporate context, the why, the background, the situation, and relevant scenarios. Frame your query in a manner that the language model can readily comprehend. You can employ the syntax we've shared earlier, or explore the one we'll introduce in the next section. But before you hit that Enter key, pause for a brief moment. Read your question aloud to yourself. Consider how someone who knows nothing about you or your intentions would interpret your query. Would ChatGPT be able to understand what you want? These seemingly simple yet essential steps, coupled with the use of appropriate syntax for framing your questions, distinguish the 10% who harness ChatGPT's potential from the other 90% who treat it as nothing more than an advanced search engine. By adhering to these guidelines, you can confidently maximize your return of interactions with ChatGPT. Next, let us share with you a simple formula which will empower you to make the most out of your interactions with ChatGPT. Here's our simple formula. What is your role and what's your goal? Which specific areas do you want to focus on? What's the context and what's your preferred output format? By including these elements in your prompt, you can be assured that you will be getting quality responses from ChatGPT in all your interactions. Use this as your starting point. As you become more familiar with the tool, you can fine-tune and customize it to suit your preference. And this is the acronym to help you remember: really good friends care forever. Or you can use this: my role defines me, my goal guides me, my focus drives me, my context grounds me, and my format expresses me. The beauty of it all is that you don't need to commit this to memory. You can simply copy and paste the template in the description below and replace the placeholders with the specifics of your questions whenever you engage with ChatGPT. Let's illustrate this with some examples. Let's say you are an account manager and you are looking for some help with creating a client retention strategy. You can craft a prompt like the following to ask ChatGPT for help. As an account manager, I need help creating a client retention strategy, focusing on building stronger client relationships in the context of our expanding customer base, presented in a client engagement proposal format. Or let's say you are a people manager and you are looking for some help with conducting performance review for your subordinates. You can craft a prompt like the following to get started. As a people manager, I need assistance in conducting employee performance reviews, with a focus on providing constructive feedback in the context of our annual performance appraisal cycle, and I'd like it presented in an employee feedback report format. Or perhaps you are a marketing manager and you need some help with developing a marketing plan. You can ask ChatGPT for help by asking, as a marketing manager, I require guidance to develop a social media marketing plan with a focus on increasing brand visibility in the context of our upcoming product launch campaign, and I prefer it presented in a social media content calendar format. So there you have it, a generic prompt formula which you can use to get ChatGPT to help you with anything. Using this simple formula can help assured that you will be getting better ROI for your engagements with ChatGPT. This is just the start. In the future session, we will be sharing with you more tips on how you can bring this to the next level. Unlocking the full potential of ChatGPT isn't merely about what you ask, but how you ask it. This is the key to mastery and limitless possibilities. That brings us to the end of this session. While it may be quite lengthy, the concepts we've explored here are fundamental and vital for you to grasp to make the most of your interactions with ChatGPT and other similar large language models. Putting on our change management hat, we'd like to leave you with a parting thought. By the time you reach here, you may have already forgotten around 30% of what we've covered above. By tomorrow, that number will be around 90%. However, there's a powerful tool at your disposal, the prompt formula we've shared. It can help you retain an impressive 90% of this valuable knowledge. We're genuinely interested in your experience too. Give the prompt formula a try and let us know how it works for you. This is also the last session on our Getting Started with ChatGPT series. In the upcoming sessions, we'll be transitioning into our Making It Real series, where we will be sharing more insights, tips, and tricks, advanced techniques, and real-life use cases to elevate your interactions with ChatGPT to the next level. So stay tuned. If you find this video useful and insightful, please help to spread the word so that more people can benefit from it. Remember, AI won't replace you, but someone who knows AI might. Our aspiration is to help you be that someone. Thanks for watching. We will see you in our next video.